Hey, gang. Had Tino Villaverde from All About Archery in this morning, obviously talking about bow hunting and getting out in the woods. But before you get to the woods, what you really need to do to make sure that your bow is properly tuned and ready for you to get out there and kill something. So hope you enjoy today's show. Tino is an absolute master when it comes to setting up a bow. You guys and gals are going to enjoy this one.
Well, good morning, East Central Florida. Welcome to another edition of Catch Your Memory Outdoors right here on WWBC 1510 AM. We appreciate you guys and gals tuning in every Saturday to see what's going on right here on the radio show with us. And we appreciate all of you guys and gals that are out there on Facebook as well. So thank you so much for tuning in and seeing what's going on with us here on the Facebook feed. And of course, you know, you can always get us on the WWBC app. It's really easy. In fact, if you're somewhere way out in the woods setting up your tree stand for this upcoming season, then you can actually download the or if you're going to be, you can download the WWBC app. That's the frequency, that's the call letters for the radio station that we transmit on here. And it's a brand new app. You can get it for your Android, you can get it for your iPhone, and you can download that. And so you can be out in the woods setting up your tree stand or refilling your feeder, checking your game camera, and you can be listening to the show at the same time in most cases, because it doesn't take as much bandwidth as Facebook does, so you can listen to it in a lot more places. That's a great point. Our program director also said that you can get our on-demand. So if you missed a show, want to go back and listen to even, you know, let's say you listen to today's show, but there's a part of it you're like, I want to go back and listen to that again. You can go to the on-demand at WWBC, or you can get to it through catchamemory.outdoors.com and then click on the archived tab, and it runs you back to the WWBC file or holding place for those podcasts, and you can listen to it that way. So you got all kinds of ways that you can get connected with us. And then my good friend that I have in here, Tino Villaverde from All About Archery, said that I need to promote my YouTube page better. So more and better. So Captain Jim Ross on YouTube, and the reason that you told me is because you've got a good following on your YouTube from All About Archery. And how does somebody find that?
All About Archery, MOV exclamation mark.
MOV exclamation mark. All About Archery, MOV exclamation mark.
All together.
All together.
Yeah.
All lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in this morning, buddy. It's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, I tell you, you're all decked out. Got your team shirt on, embroidered and everything, man. That's who did that embroidery? That's really cool.
Somebody that's out of business now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
Right there in that galley. They did a great job, yeah.
So I know you guys and gals can't see it on the Facebook feed very easily, but it's got your All About Archery in your font.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's got a deer head and a bow hunter, an archery hunter, all on the same like little logo. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
There's a story behind you. I'll tell you about that. So, please don't do this at home. I decided to have my daughter take a picture of myself at full draw.
Right.
Well, my daughter was 13, and I'm at home. So I said, kind of just come around. Let's go here. I had an open kitchen, an open living room, and, well, this is a good place. And I drew back that bow, and she took a picture, which is that right there. Okay. And the deer is a picture of the mount of a 12-point I got in Pike County, Illinois.
Wow.
So that's put it together and put that together.
And then digitize it.
And then I had it digitized, and they put it all together. So that's how that happened. But the reason I'm telling you don't do that at home is we were messing around. I'm at full draw. My daughter's to my right, which I never would have put her.
Right.
You know, I want her to my right anyway. It went off. I put an arrow through one of the cabinets.
Oh, my goodness. Come on, man.
For real. put a tiny little perfect hole through one of the cabinet doors.
Well, at least it wasn't a broadhead, right?
And I go ahead and fixed it. You couldn't even tell it until you open the cabinet.
And you see it
The other
blow it
side
out
of
on
the
the
door
back
didn't look
side.
so good. So don't do that at home.
Don't try this at home,
Don't
kids.
try this at home.
That's funny. Oh man. Well, I tell you, it's a great day. It's almost August. How many days until hunting season? It's got to be like
That's
45.
just it.
Is it 50?
Here's what happens. Everybody's coming into the shop right now. They're starting to get. Everybody, please come in May. I got all the time in the world. Come May. They're coming in now. Things are getting super busy. Takes longer to get
guys
the
haven't picked
on.
their bows up since December or even November maybe, and so now they're going, I'm going back out. I'm going to try and get.
They're feeling the fever.
Yeah.
The anticipation that we know the season is coming. I have it. I'm sure they have it.
I know I have it.
And it's like, this is going to be the next 60 days are going to be really tough because they're going to drag forever. August is like the longest month in my waiting time.
Well, so like me, okay, I shot my bow 4 months ago. The last time I shot it. It's way too long. I know. You're giving me the look. Tino's giving me the look. That look like, what? That's bow neglect. Come on, man. You can't let that thing get some dust on it. Come on. But guys are getting their bows together, and they're going, okay, I'm going to get out and start doing a little practice in the backyard or over on my little food plot, wherever it is. And maybe they're out and they've got their tree stand up, and so they're climbing their tree stand, and they've got their archery, 3D deer out there, and they're practicing their shots. And then they're realizing, wait a minute, this thing's not quite right.
Yeah,
something's not right, and so they're rushing back in now,
100%,
to get you to tighten them up. Get your cam timing right, and maybe your center shot drifted or something. Maybe your D loop slid.
I had a guy incoming yesterday.
Never know.
He's been shooting it, and he said he's been right on. Next thing you know, he looks at his bow, and there's a strand hanging out of the bottom part of one of his cables. And he, is this a problem? He brings it in. Tino, is this a problem?
Oh yeah.
And like, yeah, that's one of the strands. You need new strings, and they have to be ordered now. And he's not super, super late, but he's already in the rush, in the beginning of the rush.
Yeah.
So we just ordered those strings yesterday for him. What happens is most people don't realize it. It looks good. We're doing fine. It's on, it's grouping. And your strings need to be changed on average every 2 years. But if you shoot it a lot, I mean, that's
possibly
the minimum,
more.
2 years.
Yeah.
And this guy does shoot it a lot, and he tells me his strings are like 3 years old already. So, well, you already got more than most of us
you're
anyway.
definitely due.
And you can get away with it, especially the way you shoot it. You can keep your strings for quite a bit. But at least once a year, let's have the timing check, which, if you bought the bow with me, it's not going to cost you anything. Just bring the bow. Let me check it out. Good, you're good to go. It takes me 5 minutes, and I can check it. And that's it. At least that's done. But if you shoot a lot, like this guy's describing, every 2 years, just do it. That can happen. Well, it is under pressure all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
It's under tension.
Yeah, the bow's constantly under tension. Yeah.
It's constantly under. So, sooner or later, something's going to give.
So I have a question for you on that regard. I have an Excalibur crossbow, okay? And I've had that thing for about 6 years now. Should I look at... Now, I haven't shot it
right
since 2 years ago. Was the last time I shot it, okay? Which, once again, bow neglect,
It is.
But should I take the tension off of that? Because I have the ability to, with that, because it's a recurve.
Tool. Yeah, it's still a pain in the rectum. Most people do know. I don't think that's as dramatic. On a bow, you have cables, you have a string, you have several things going. You have 2 cables, you have 1 string, and depending on the sign of the bow, they get shot a lot more than a crossbow. You sight it in. A crossbow, you sight it in, and you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're not gonna shoot it a bunch. For one thing, you got to pull it back and.
Well, it's kind of like a rifle. It's kind of like your deer rifle.
Right.
You
It's pretty
get
accurate.
You get your deer rifle sighted in, and then you don't go mess with it a whole lot because bullets are $1 a piece.
Yeah.
And who's I'm like on a 270. I don't remember what I paid for my last box.
You don't get your bullets back like with a
No,
bow.
no. And so it's like, okay, I'm going to shoot one or two. Yep, it's still on. I'm not shooting a box.
No.
Not at
And you really shoot
$37
one bolt.
to $45 a box.
Right.
I'm not doing that. you know?
Right.
Now I'll shoot 1,000 rounds through my 22. Plink, 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 plink.
Well, sure.
But you start talking $1 a round, and or even $0.75 of $1 a round, and it started. You shoot that thing 5 times, and you start going, ow, this is starting to hurt.
Yeah. Your wallet starts talking to you.
Yeah, your wallet's going, hey man, slow down up there.
We don't make that
Get
much.
your finger off the trigger.
What?
Our producer's got a question.
Does the weather affect your bow?
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Tune it up here, and if you go to Pennsylvania where it's 10 degrees.
Not that much, but weather does have a.
Hold on just a second. So Paul's question was, does weather affect your bow, the tuning of your bow? So you're down here. It is 947 degrees and 360% humidity this morning. Okay,
Right.
And it's only going to get hotter. So now you go to, like you just said, you go to Pennsylvania. You're sitting in the tree stand, and it's 10 degrees, and it's maybe a slight flurries or something.
It's negligible. It's
Okay.
negligible. What you're thinking is negligible. What is more important is, especially here for us, that don't ever leave the bow in your car. Not so much because of the bow itself, but the strings. Absolutely. All strands are full of wax.
Okay.
And from the moment the strings are twisted together, they already have wax. The strands have the wax. Well, if you leave it on a car, which can get to 130 degrees inside pretty easy, that wax starts to let go. And then your serving starts to become loose. And then you start pulling that thing back and forth. You're going to have serving derailing
Issues.
issues. They're going to come loose. They're going to come out of place. So don't do that.
So, and then of course, every little screw, every little anything on it can potentially vibrate open. And you were telling me that you had an experience with that here just recently.
Yeah, all these years, and I have one. In fact, this bow right here I brought, and as you can see, it's back together. Not a problem because it is a Hoy. They can take a lick and keep on taking.
Yeah.
It does. And but
But you should go through and check everything.
yes. Right here, this little torques on your mods. You want to check them. You want to check them more often.
Now, so this is a precision instrument. Obviously, bows. Some of these bows are running upwards of $2,000 a piece now.
the top end.
Very top end.
Top
bows,
end.
Yeah. So you're not talking about just a stick and a string anymore.
Yeah,
this is an engineered piece of
Yeah,
equipment.
and it takes a lot of vibration. I think.
But what I guess what I was going to go at. So when you come into your shop, do you use like a torque wrench?
I
But
do.
is there like a torque
I actually
screwdriver?
yes. I have a Torx, right? A specific amount of poundage is usually between 30 and 35 pounds of pressure on those
On those
the mods.
particular screws.
Yeah, on the spark.
But then another screw, like your limb bolt, may
But
be
you can
different.
feel it after years of doing it. Approximately by hand, and I get so close, it's not even funny.
It's kind of like me tying a knot.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the tarpon rolling out there while I'm retying, and I'm not even looking at the lure or the hook or the whatever I'm tying. I'm just
Exactly.
tying the knot.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on where the tarpon are. Okay.
The
gotcha.
simple solution for it is, and this one for some reason I neglected to do it. My own, how it goes. I just picked it up, went ahead and used it. I used some blue Loctite on them, and it becomes no problem. It's just not a problem anymore. I didn't do that, even though they come from factory. But after a while, I mean, this one is last year's model,
Right.
and I have them both set, and that's what happened. I think also traveling in your vehicle, little vibrations from that could be part of. And I finally went ahead and redid that.
So
I
a guy
should be good
that's
for long time.
running a pretty good way with the bow in
Yeah.
his rack on the front of
Myself,
his
I go
four-wheeler.
from here to Kansas to Iowa. It's It's
I
in
mean,
the
I mean,
truck.
like out in the woods on the trail. You're going.
As well.
Let's say you've got a mile ride
Yeah.
from the parking lot to your stand,
Yeah.
and as you're rolling along, that bow's vibrating in that bow
Yeah,
holder,
just
or if
check
it's
it.
a side by side or whatever.
Correct.
So one of the things that I like to do personally, I like to keep my bow in the case, and I put my bow case on my back rack of my four-wheeler. I don't put it in an actual bow holder anymore.
But you have it in the case.
I have it in the case until I get to where I want to get off the four-wheeler and then walk it in.
But that's fun. That's
So,
good.
and the reason that I started doing that is because one of the places that I was hunting was very wet, very muddy. And by the time I got there, sometimes I had mud slung all over the daggum place because I'm trying to get to the spot that I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
And of course, down here in Florida, you can find mud real quick,
Yes.
in
And
both.
sand.
Yeah. And
Muddy
so
sand.
I didn't want all of that stuff getting on my bow.
That's
if you know
smart.
what I mean. So that's why I did that.
Very smart.
Well, guys and gals, we are going to take our first break of the day. Captain Mike Mann is on the line, so hold on. When we come back from this break, we're going to have a live report from the Mosquito Lagoon. And Tino from All About Archery and myself, Captain Jim Ross, will be right back with more Catch a Memory radio show after these messages.
Boaters Exchange is your one-stop boating center with locations in Rockledge and New Smyrna Beach. We're family-owned, offering new and used boat sales, consignment boats, 5-star Yamaha and Mercury service, marine electronics, accessory installs, boat detailing, repowers, and more. Stop by and check out our awesome selection of fishing boats, bay boats, deck boats, pontoons, and runabouts. We've selected the best brands, including Everglades, Cobia, Pathfinder, Hughes Maverick, Yamaha Jets, Abbott Aluminums, and Bennington Pontoons. Already have a boat? Stop by Boaters Exchange and check out our ship store or drop off for your annual service by one of our certified techs. Boaters Exchange is locally owned with a passion for our Indian River Lagoon. Find us on social media, our website, or call or text us at 321-638-0090. We love to see you boat.
Assassin, the most trusted name in bass fishing lures, is now the top soft plastic lure brand for saltwater. Sea trout, tarpon, redfish, and snook hammer the saltwater Assassin 4-inch sea shad. With its amazing swimming action, this lure sets the bar for swim bait designs. Other companies continue to try, but none have been able to replicate the action of this incredible minnow-style lure. But Assassin has other proven designs. I like the native shiner-colored 5-inch Shad Assassin. That's my go-to lure when I'm targeting big gator trout. Redfish love the Drunk Monkey or the Mudbug-colored 4-inch Assassin Shrimp Cocktail. And you can rig these on a weedless worm hook or the amazing Assassin Springlock Jig Head. Now, these are just a few of my favorite Assassin lures. Check out what top professional anglers have known for years. Assassin lures simply catch more fish, and you can get them at your local tackle store or go to bassassassin.com and get some of these fantastic lures for yourself today. Starbright Premium Marine Polish helps keep your boat looking great. This easy-to-apply premium polish uses polymers instead of wax, so it lasts up to 3 times longer than traditional boat wax. The polymers in Starbright Premium Marine Polish are also easier to apply, block UV rays better, and help keep fish blood, slime, and poop and other stuff from sticking to your gel coat. Starbright Premium Marine Polish isn't a wax, it's a sealer. It's safe for all fiberglass, paints, and polished metals. You won't believe how awesome Starbright Premium Marine Polish will make your car or truck look too. Wax is for surfboards, not boats. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to the Catch a Memory Outdoor Radio Show. We're going to go right to the phone lines. Captain Mike Mann is on the water this morning up in the Mosquito Lagoon, I believe. So let's find out what Mike's got going on. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you today?
We're doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good. We're watching the sun come up. We got a nice trout to the boat, a really beautiful, 29-inch snook, and we're fishing in the Mosquito Lagoon, which is great.
You got to like that. Mike, I know that you guys have had a bunch of grass this year, and obviously we're excited to see the grass come back. Has there been some good, solid tailing activity through the mid-summertime, or is it not quite that time frame yet?
No, there's still some good tailing. As a matter of fact, I was in the skiff yesterday, and we were up poling up in about 8 inches of water, sight fishing redfish that were tailing. The water's a little dirty, so it's hard to see them till you get that high sun unless they are tailing. But we had some really nice shots at some beautiful fish. had a little accuracy issue going, but we got to see them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that you're talking about elevating your game when it comes to sight casting to tailing redfish in the grass. If you can't,
most definitely.
if you can't cast 75 feet and put it inside of a hula hoop, you're wasting your time. You know?
And the nice thing is now with the grass, they're not quite as skittish anymore because that grass buffers the sound of the boat a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice deal that you can ease up to them. And we were able to get within like 15, 20 feet of them. Ideally,
Really?
I'd like
Okay.
to get at 20 to 30 foot range, but we were trying to use a bait caster in the morning, and you know how that works.
Not quite as good as you'd like it to, I'm sure.
No, but it's good. I'm excited. I'm getting good reports of tarpon on the beach, especially we finally got a little bit of light southwest winds, which hopefully it doesn't cool the water down again. But it's been an interesting week. We've had a lot of really strong south and southeast winds.
Yeah, yeah. So what was interesting is I talked with Captain Troy Perez on Wednesday, and actually he called me and goes, hey, how was it out there? Pretty rough, right? And I was like, no, actually it was kind of calm. It was a little chop in the morning, and then it went glass slick calm for 3 hours. And he's like, what are you talking about? He goes, it's blowing in the Mosquito Lagoon. And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, except that the Cape has weird weather, but we were sitting in oily, slick, calm conditions catching tarpon. So,
yeah, it was, it wasn't too bad first thing in the morning. We had about southeast 5 to 10. About mid-morning, it picked up to about 15. And, we were trying to stay on leeward sides of the island. And as long as you're on leeward sides, you could sight fish them. But if you got out in the open water, it was a little bumpy in here.
Interesting. And was it a south wind or was it a north wind?
It's south. Yeah, yesterday we had south.
Okay.
Set it.
Get
Sorry,
that fish.
we got
Get that fish.
we're still in the water right now, getting everybody a fish. So I didn't tell the guys it was bonus points if they could hook one while I was on air.
Yep.
Real guys. We got 4 guys on the boat. We got a young man's birthday. Right tip up. So we've hopefully we've got a redfish now. Yeah, it looks like we got a redfish now.
Oh,
So we got a redfish, a snook, and a trout all off the same flat.
Got a slam on the boat.
Yep. So it's nice. We've missed a couple fish. The bite's a little slow because it's slick calm out here today. The bugs are eating us alive.
Yeah, I've heard that those mosquitoes from about daybreak until about 7:30 are brutal, and then all of a sudden the no-see-ums decide that it's time.
Those are the worst.
And
the
turn it
mosquitoes
on.
aren't too bad this morning. The mosquitoes aren't bad at all. It's the no-see-ums that are eating us alive.
Yeah, they've been turning it on and going to town on this. I have been staying out off the beach as much as I possibly can. And just to let you know, there are pogey pods and tarpon working back north again the last 2 days.
Beautiful.
Wednesday, they were all swimming south. I don't have any idea why they wanted to swim south, but they did. And then now they've turned around and they're swimming back up your way towards Ponce from Canaveral.
Good. Yeah, we talked about tarpon fishing today. We talked about tarpon fishing this morning. They opted for inside in the river. These guys, I think, were a little scared of the tarpon.
Well, it happens.
I told them I would talk smack about them on the radio today.
So, Mike, talking about the tarpon, obviously you've got a couple of spots inside that, now that you've got the slam on the boat, that may be a potential target to go for the Grand Slam. How has your inside in the river, in the lagoon bite been for the tarpon this past week?
There's been the bite's been a little bit off. It's been a really narrow window where they are eating. I figured out I had tarpon rolling all around me a few days ago. Could not get one to bite. Finally, I got into an area where there's a little less current. Once I got into that area, you had to wait till they rolled, watch for the bubbles, throw past them, reel it really slow so that mullet would kind of get down, and then they would eat it. But if you were just drifting it back in the current, they weren't touching anything.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you had to specifically almost sight cast to them like you're sight casting to a tailing redfish.
Exactly. And so we would just kind of sit there, anchored down, wait for the roll that was close enough where you could get it past them, far enough where that splash didn't spook them, and then slowly reel it up, and then just like wait. And we got two really nice ones that way, but it took me about 20 minutes or about 2 hours to figure out that's the way to get them to eat.
Yeah.
And then we had about a 20-minute bite where we got two, and then we never got another one after that.
Well, that's that's tarpon. That's tarpon. That's
especially inside. Yeah, inside, that's definitely tarpon. They're definitely a lot more willing to eat on the beach. And, because when you find them, they're actually feeding in those schools. So they're a little more willing and a little bit more excited to eat.
So, we were talking about grass earlier when you first started. You said the grass is still pretty good in most places.
Great grass.
When for the listeners out there that want to go fish Mosquito Lagoon, maybe they want to DIY it and not get a guide. What lure would you recommend that they bring with them? What style of lure would you recommend that they bring with them?
Snook on. Right now I would do something weedless. 3-inch or a shrimp imitation, but you definitely want to go weedless.
Weedless and small. Yep. Okay.
Yep, weedless and small. Now we got a snook on. So
nice.
We're having a pretty decent morning, man. These guys listen when I tell them to hook something. If you can hear that drag streaming. Yeah, nice. I love when they jump.
Yeah, snook in shallow water is a great fish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and these guys are just strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a 25-inch plus snook, and they are just so powerful.
Well, buddy, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you? We'll let you get back to landing those snook.
I've got one day open next week. You can get call code 386-295-5991. You go right to my website, fatfishguide.com. Follow me on Instagram, Captain Mike Mann, CAPT Mike Mann with 2 N's. And I got a new Facebook page finally up. It's Captain Mike Mann as well, guys.
Awesome. All
right,
buddy.
Get out there and catch a memory, and let me net the snook.
All right, man. You guys have a good one, and thanks for the call and the report this morning.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, bye-bye now. That's cool. Got a little bite going, redfish and a snook while he was on the air.
That's great.
Yeah. That's a tough charter.
Yeah.
That's why I know why Mike was trying to say, hey, let's go to the beach and kind of tarpon fish, because it's easier to do that than it is to fish with 4 guys in the flats. It's not nearly as easy. It's a little cramped.
Cramped.
Cramped. So, hey, you know what? Let's check out the catch conditions real quick before we go to the next break. So the fishing and boating conditions for Ponce Inlet to Sebastian Inlet today, we got southwest at 5 knots, becoming southeast at about 5 to 10 by this afternoon and evening. Seas inside of 20 miles are supposed to be 2 feet with a dominant period of around 8 seconds, and pretty much every buoy out there is reading that. The 13-mile Ponce buoy is 83 degrees, 2 at 8. The 4-mile buoy at Canaveral, same thing. It may be a little shorter, maybe 2 at 7. The 20-mile buoy, same thing, 83, 2 at 8. And the 6-mile buoy out of Fort Pierce, exactly the same thing. So it's kind of interesting that not only the water temperatures, but the seas are exactly the same along the entire coastline right now, from basically, Fort Pierce Inlet all the way to Daytona. So it's kind of interesting. And then the western edge of the Gulf Stream, 44 nautical miles out of Ponce, 30 out of Canaveral, 28 out of Sebastian. And the current surf temp at Ponce is, once again, 82. Cocoa Beach is slightly higher at 83, and Sebastian is 82. Port Canaveral tides, 9:37 a.m. is going to be your high. So 2 hours from now is dead high tide. Low tide is at 3:33 p.m., and then your next high this evening is at 10:03 p.m. And the tides at Sebastian, 9:41 a.m. is your high, 3:55 p.m. is your low, and 10:10 p.m. tonight is your high again. So lunar tables, which are the best times to hunt and fish, presented by All About Archery. Imagine that.
Well, thank you so much.
Your miner's coming up. Get ready. If you got about 30 minutes from now, your miner's going to kick in, 7:54 a.m. to 8:54 a.m. Talking about the miners and majors. So Mike's already experiencing a pretty good bite this morning. And that's because that miner, or if in the case of a major, that feeding period lines up with either the dawn or the dusk. And so at 6:30 this morning, you could be fishing. 6:40 or so, the sun's coming up, but 6 o'clock you could really be fishing. What you find on mornings like this morning, where you've got a say 8ish, this is 7:54, 8 o'clock a.m. ish, that morning bite extends because it's just after the sunrise. See, normally, let's say 6:30 to
8:30.
8:30, and you're kind of done. But with that minor setting right over the top of that, it'll probably go till about 9:30, maybe even later this morning. And if you had a major, sometimes it'll go like all morning. It'll go to like 11 before they shut off, which is kind of interesting. And then our major for this afternoon, 2:10 p.m. to 4:10 p.m. You guys can go have fun with that, because at 2:10 to 4:10 p.m. I'm finding someplace with air conditioning.
Park the bow in the shade.
Exactly. Well, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we got a whole lot more with Tino from All About Archery. So don't go away. We're going to be right back after these messages. Real Seafood Deck and Tiki Bar is one of the Space Coast's most popular local hangouts. We love to kick back and relax at either of their waterfront locations with a cool tropical frozen drink and some of the freshest island-style seafood around. Grills is known for its fantastic food quality, like their bacon-wrapped scallops, shrimp Cuban sandwich, or one-of-a-kind Bahamian fish chowder. The Tiki Deck features some of the area's best local bands throughout the week, plus Grills has a fantastic breakfast menu, too. Chill out at Grills' original location in the Cove at Port Canaveral, right next to Sunrise Marina, or check out Grills' Riverside location on Highway US 1, just north of the Pineda Causeway. Go to www.grillsseafood.com for more information, and remember, it all happens at Anheuser-Busch, and your local Bud and Bud Light distributor, Carroll Distributing, are at it again. For the past 15 years, they've been partnered with Folds of Honor, and this year, Carroll Distributing will be donating an additional $1 for every case sold from these two iconic brands in their American Beers for American Heroes promotion. To date, that accounts for over $33 million to help those who have lost loved ones in our armed forces, police, and firefighting communities with scholarship opportunities. Now through September 1st, you can buy a case to help a family in need. So what are you waiting for? Pick up a case or two today. Nobody likes to pay for insurance, but you have to have it. So do what I did. Go to Petrucci Insurance. They're your local independent insurance agent, and they're here to make sure you get the right policy to fit your insurance needs at the best price available. I gave Petrucci Insurance a call. They reviewed my current policy and saved me $700 on my home insurance alone. Plus, Petrucci found me better coverage than the policy I had with my other company that I'd been with for years. Don't waste money another day. Call Petrucci Insurance at 321-632-1200. That's 321-632-1200. And stop wasting money on your home, car, boat, and life insurance today. Trailer problems can be a real day breaker. When you need to go to the area's best trailer supply and repair shop, try Ferguson's. Family owned and operated since 1954 and located on Highway 192 in West Melbourne, Ferguson's has a huge supply of trailer tires, wheels, axles, lights, jacks, and other trailer parts in stock. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, stop by and pick up the parts you need. If not, let their expert staff do the repairs for you. Ferguson's also installs electric brake controllers, trailer hitches, and goosenecks. They have a full line of automotive and marine interstate batteries, so if you need a trailer maintenance, repair part, or a new Continental boat trailer, go to the best trailer shop on the Space Coast, Ferguson's. Check them out at fergusonstrailersupply.com or call their shop at 321-723-5425. Hey guys and gals, want to say hello to a lot of the guys out there on the Facebook feed this morning. We got James Thayer watching in this morning. Good morning, buddy. My good friend Jesse Dance, who I owe a box of clays to because he let me shoot all of his up when we were practicing for duck season last year. So I'm going to have to take him a box over there and get together with him again. We had a good time, that's for sure. Clayton Kimball's on here this morning. Sean Scribner. Kurt Jacobs, good morning. Bo Bergeron, good morning. A lot of guys. Michael Delatorre. Shelly Simon Robinson is on with us as well, so good morning to her. Jeff Kranick watching in from the Keys. Who else have we got here? Just a bunch of guys. Oh, my good buddy Mike Shaw, just down the street from me. Ray Cardona Sr., Liz Barker, Kyle Weaver, and a whole lot more. So we appreciate you guys and gals getting involved with Catch 'em Hear Me through the Facebook feed. one of the things I'd like to ask is for those of you that maybe have watched on the Facebook feed or listened via the radio program or via the WWBC app in particular, which one do you prefer out of the Facebook feed, which has the video included with it, or just the audio? Is there a component that you like, one or the other? If you guys want to post up on the feed here, that's fine. The other thing that I would ask is that if you have the ability or the time or the desire, if you would share this Facebook feed onto your personal feed or onto your business page or whatever it happens to be, and just share the show with your followers and let them know that we're out here too. That would be fantastic. I appreciate that. Tino is in with me from All About Archery, and of course, Tino, you have been bow hunting since, I don't know, you were 20.
Yeah, I started late.
Yeah, 20 or so.
I had a bow, but I was shooting bows at 9 years old, 8 years old.
Okay.
I told Mom that I wanted to be Robin Hood.
I think every Superman. Here's me as a 6-year-old kid running around. Right, I've got a stick and a string that I made my own bow with.
Right.
And another stick that I made my own little arrow with. It didn't have any fletchings on it, and it was crooked as all get out. But hey, it was my arrow, and I whittled it down with my own pocket knife, because I had a pocket knife when I was. It wasn't really a pocket knife. You know what it was? You know those little things that you get in your nail clipping kit?
Yes.
It's got like the under your fingernail cleaner and the little
That was
bottle
your knife.
and the little bottle opener, and then it has that little tiny knife blade.
Yeah.
Well, I had one of those, and so I'm whittling all the little leaves and branches off of the main shaft for my bow and for my arrow. And actually, my son did the same thing, and we stripped the bark down on his. We may still have that thing laying around the house, hidden somewhere, but. You make your own bow and arrow when you're a kid. And you had to have a safety pin with some kind of a towel, safety pin to your shirt, because you had to have a Superman cape, right?
That's right.
You had to.
Yeah.
So here I am running around with a bath towel flapping off the back of me with my bow and arrow, And at one point I had a little Indian headdress thing that I'd gotten for, I don't know, my birthday or something. I remember distinctly running around with this little Indian headdress, my stick and string, and my Superman cape. So
I got a picture. That's the worst part.
You get the middle picture.
My mom actually took a picture. I told her I wanted to be Robin Hood, and she made me the outfit.
Really?
Yeah, I think I look more like Peter Pan, but never. But I have the pictures at the shop. I show it to people every now and then, and there I am at full draw. I'm going to say I had good form even at 9 years old.
Oh, man. To be a kid again back in those days. These kids these days, they just don't get it. A lot of them. I would say 5% of the kids these days.
They're attached to something like this.
Are doing what we did as a kid. And the other 95% have got a phone or a tablet or something in their face all day long.
They have no idea what they're missing.
Oh, just the fun we used to have. Climbing trees, jumping fences.
I'm still having it. I like outdoors, and I keep going out.
Yeah.
I'm not giving it up. I'm sorry. I'm not growing up on that fact.
I'm growing older, but I'm not growing up.
I'm now going indoors. Yeah, I still love when I'm in way out there in the boonies in Kentucky or Illinois, and I barely have a signal. I don't care. I really don't care.
I would rather not.
I don't miss anything.
Yeah, I would rather not.
Yeah.
It's so nice to. I mean, we have
disconnect.
to. I'm as guilty as anybody. I'm on my phone all the time, looking, answering text messages, answering phone calls.
Well, our business kind of demands that we are on it a bit.
But if I had a 9 to 5, like not, just I go in, I punch the clock, I do my job.
I tried that, didn't work out for me.
I punch the clock and I'm back off the clock.
Yeah.
And it's my time. I would not have
that phone.
Any of this social media stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
The only reason I have it is so that we can share shows like this, via the Facebook, and
it's part of our business
and experiences that we're having on our business. We're catching fish on Instagram and all this kind of stuff. That's the only reason that I have it. But if I didn't have this business and I didn't need to promote it, I would stay as far away from it as possible.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
I'd be in the woods with you.
They are. I'm telling you.
Or on the water. We
Yeah,
need to go
and
fishing together.
Yeah, we keep saying that. One of these days, I'll just call you and say, hey, let's go.
You know what? When we get off the show, I'm going to look at what I've got open. We need to get out.
But it's kind of difficult because, as you know, I'm back and forth between here and North Florida, and
Kentucky.
And well, that this year I didn't even go for the spring.
Really?
Oh, I got so busy, things that I needed to get done at home, and
So all of those
and
turkeys
all
are
this-
just up there eating off the feeder,
yeah,
posing for the game camera,
they're
and
feed-
you
they're-
didn't go say hello to them.
They're feeding from my wife's hand almost. I know. It's it is like watching. It's better watching TV because you just look out your window, and there they are.
Well, your
every
place in
day.
North Florida is
It's a zoo.
it's a petting zoo.
I don't know why, because I have neighbors that Steve that I just told you about.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got 150 acres and says that's not happening in my house. I
Well,
don't see that.
You're so the way your place is laid out up there, whoever put the barn where they put the barn, and you've got that little swell in between it. There's contour to the land, and of course you're surrounded pretty much by woods and foliage.
Right.
But that's a really nice little clearing
Yeah.
that they can just come out and have fun in.
And I got food plots in there now.
Well, that doesn't hurt. You know? I mean,
They go from grain to green, as a friend of mine says, Mark Luster, and definitely. I mean, every day, and it is. We have the babies now coming out. We have all the little spotted fawns and lots of twins. We had a pretty good crop this year, as a matter of fact.
nice.
And I mean, when we have a few turkeys, we have about 16 show up.
So I have a question. You were just talking about fawns and having twins.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's due to the fact that you're supplementing that deer's natural forage and they're healthier? And
Well,
so they have the ability to.
no, I mean,
Or
to
just
some degree, maybe, but no, they tend to have twins every now and then. And there are, it seems like the same does tend to have, there's something on the genetic side because the same does tend to have the same
always have
twins.
the twins.
Yeah, they do. They
Interesting.
do. What I do, though, being that I have a crop of deer that I know, I call them a crop, but I have a bunch in there that they're the same every year. I do give them a little bit of no more than 12% protein, which keeps them healthier. But then I also take in, I treat the corn with ivermectin, and that cleans out parasites of their gut, and they can fight off ticks. They can grow better
antlers.
They can grow better antlers
And better
because they're not
meat.
fighting those parasites in their gut. They do it for cattle. It works perfectly for the
So
deer.
with the ivermectin, the only ivermectin I'm familiar with is what my wife gives to her horses
Same
every
thing.
so often. It's
Same
just
thing.
a paste.
Well,
It's like in a big giant syringe, and she just sticks it in their mouth and squirts it in there, and they eat it.
Oh, okay. Well, I treat the corn. It's a spray. Basically, it's a liquid.
Okay.
And I put it in a spray bottle. I spray the corn, mix it until let it dry. They consume it.
That's what I was going to ask. So you're wet. You're hitting it with something wet,
Yes, and
but
then
it's
it
not.
dries
It's
up.
not spoiling.
No, that's not spoiling at all.
Are you just putting it like
On the corn itself, I spray the corn and mix it in the corn. It dries up within the corn. It absorbs
in
it.
your feeder?
And
you don't have it like on a separate
but-
bin or a.
I do have it on
tub.
I have it on a metal trash can, and that's where I mix it, and then I'll just take a bucket out of there and put it outside for them to eat. I don't even worry about treating
you're
the feeder.
not putting anything in a feeder or anything.
I have a feeder, but
Right.
I just put regular corn in there. But I always provide that because they as you see them, they come to the front.
Oh, they walk right past
And
your horse.
sometimes I take those buckets of the area. I take it to. I know bucks tend to come out at night. Most of them, and they are during the day sometimes. But the does keep the bucks off.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. The does don't tolerate bucks around them, other than in October, at the end of October and November. They don't. They kick them out. They are. I can't say on the radio what we call them every now and then, but they're horrible. at
Hussies,
$2.
huh?
Yeah. So that's what we do. That's what we do. And so I put that stuff and I take it back into the woods in some areas that I know are good and they hang out and they get to eat it and it helps them out.
Put the corn pile there.
Yes. I learned that from the deer breeders that are around in the area. That's what they do.
Let's talk a little more about that when we come back from this next break. I'm really fascinated by that. That's a great thing to be able to do for your deer herd.
Yeah.
Well, guys and gals, we're going to take our next break, but Catch Your Memory Outdoor Radio Show with Tino and myself, Jim Ross, are going to be right back with more after these messages. Lures from No Live Bait Needed, Rapala, MirrOlure, and Saltwater Assassin, and one of the largest selections of coolers and boating supplies in the entire state. Well, Ace Hardware in Titusville, that's who. Ace in Titusville is your one-stop shop for all of the fishing and boating supplies you'll need. Ace is just minutes away from the Titusville boat ramps, and their parking lot allows you to get in and out even when you're trailering your boat. Check out the largest selection of fishing and boating gear in the northern Space Coast area at Ace Hardware in Titusville on US 1.
If you listen to this show, you know Captain Jim Ross is a leading authority on light tackle fishing on Florida's Space Coast. Jim grew up on the banks of the Indian River Lagoon and has been a full-time fishing guide for almost 30 years. In that time, Jim's clients have landed over 30,000 trout, redfish, snook, and tarpon from our local waters. So if you're looking for an experienced fishing guide to take you on your next fishing adventure, book a trip with Captain Jim Ross. Just go to finelinefishingcharters.com to book your next trip with Captain Jim and get ready to catch your next
American
memory.
beers for American heroes. Carroll Distributing, with each case of Bud and Bud Light sold, will donate $1 per case in honor of the last 15 years of partnership with Folds of Honor. For the past 15 years, Anheuser-Busch and Carroll Distributing have raised over $33 million to support scholarships for the families of fallen veterans and first responders through Folds of Honor. Show your support for those who have given their all on the front lines to make this country great. Buy some
Hey, let me tell you about
Bud Light
Realtor
today.
Daniel Hart. He's a guy that really cares about helping his community and our local lagoons. Daniel has already donated thousands of dollars to the Indian River Lagoon Clam Restoration Project from the proceeds of property he sells, and he continues to do this every time he helps one of you buy or sell a property. This makes a huge impact each year for the water quality of our lagoons. Daniel is also passionate about first responders throughout his community. Through his Heroes Real Estate Group, Heroes Rebate Program, Daniel has personally donated over $70,000 to help police, firefighters, veterans, and even school teachers by returning money to them from the purchases of their homes. Going above and beyond for you is what Realtor Daniel Hart is all about. If you're buying or selling a property, call Realtor Daniel Hart to help. Daniel can be reached at 407-247-3894. That's 407. Well, we appreciate you guys and gals tuning back in, and I tell you what, got Tino from All About Archery in this morning, and if you need anything done with your bow, obviously you need to get down to Aurora Road in Melbourne and stop in at All About Archery and let them get you tightened up. But, you know, Tino, there's so much more to, like in your case, there's so much more to the deer hunting and the deer preparation. I mean, you're preparing what you potentially may harvest.
I'm taking care of
fall.
the herd for sure.
Yeah.
As to the best of my ability, I learned it from deer breeders and deer farm people. Actually, the game warden from the area is the one that taught me about that.
Really?
And yeah, a few years back. And you know, now that I have a little bit of land in there, I'm in the same deer. I keep seeing him. Absolutely, I'm going to help him because you know, the ticks along, you get to see them all over their eyes and ears, and I mean, it will kill a fawn.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I take that.
Tick can.
Yeah.
So here's
their eyes go shut, and they can't see it, and that's the end of that because a predator's just going to get them.
yeah.
So he helps it.
So as far as you know, that you were talking about putting ivermectin
Right.
spray on the corn,
Right, let it
and then
dry.
letting it dry, and then letting them eat that,
Yeah.
and that gets rid of the parasites,
So
So that they're-
in their stomach.
so that their
Yes.
bodies could actually absorb the nutrients better,
Correct.
put on more weight.
Better health. The bucks can grow their. They can take that extra energy that we're taking to fight those parasites and grow their horns better.
Okay.
And they do. This is a proven fact from, like I said,
Now-
all the breeders.
You say that you see the same deer have twin fawns
Yeah.
a couple of years in a row. How old would you say that some of the does on your property are? Because you've had that property how long?
I think I'm going to 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Have you seen a doe, like it was maybe a fawn? Is she still hanging around?
I've seen those there. They're definitely every bit of the 6 years old.
Okay.
And in chances are they're even more. You can just tell it on them. And I also seen some, for some reason or another, dwindle down, and we're thinking it's going to die. Others we've seen with like an injured leg, and it's not from a hunter. It's from, they are pretty mean to each other. They will
the
fight.
does will fight one another a lot.
They'll fight anything, and a buck they'll fight when they're not interested in the bucks. They will kick the buck right out of that area, and the bucks stay away.
Like, okay, I get it.
Yes, and yes, I've got some that I know for a fact that every bit of the 6 years old,
Yeah.
maybe even 7, because they were there already. So and then I can see all the ones that have stayed there, and they're growing, and now I have these yearlings that now they're 2.5 and bucks themselves. I've got I got probably 5 or 6 different little bucks now that for some reason they're hanging. It's more like 4, and I've got last year I had a little 8-point, and this year still there. Still's going to be a tight rack. His jeans are not great,
Right.
but it's kind of tall, but it's thicker, and he's probably now 3.5. And
So do you
I've got-
expect that deer to turn into something that would be, let's say, shootable, or do you just think, well, he is going to be what he is going to be, and he's not going to get any bigger?
Well, being that it's just 3.5, yeah, anything can happen. They can definitely grow to be better. The general shape may stay the same, but they can gain mass, and if nothing else, it's better to wait until they're at least 5 years old, 4.5.
Right. That's
Dude.
where you're going to see maximum potential out of that.
You're going to see what's going to happen. No, you can even let him go to 6 years old and really get some potential. I don't think my neighbors are going to allow that 100%, but I'm going to keep trying. And that, like I mentioned, I have better neighbors in one of the areas where there was one deer that kept coming for 2 years that I got to see, that he grew to be pretty close to 130.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a nice deer.
Nice 10-point, really nice deer. And that deer could not have been any more than 3.5 to 4 years old by the time the guy who was leasing that property that I mentioned to you,
He got
killed
that
it last.
deer.
I'm pretty sure he killed him last year. Yeah, because that deer was in and out of that area.
And you haven't seen him since.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him.
So my friend Daryl McCall, he invited me up to his hunt and lease last year up in South Carolina, and I had a deer standing in front of me at 62 yards. That was, I thought at first was an 8-point. I just kind of glanced at him. I'm like, oh, that's a nice 8, But I'm looking at him and I'm like, he's kind of young. I'm thinking he's 3.5 years old, And so I texted Daryl. I said, hey, man. Well, he texted me. He says, you seeing anything? And I was like, yeah, I got an 8-point standing in front of me. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, he's right here. But I only had doe tags. I did not have a buck tag. So, because I just wanted does. I didn't, those guys pay for that lease. Let them have those deer. Okay, that's what they come for. I just wanted a doe. That's all I wanted. So I'm sitting here just looking at him. Of course, I was during rifle season, and I'm sitting it was in a ground blind. So I'm sitting there looking through the scope. And anytime you have a live animal in front of you, in my mind is always thinking, okay, shot placement.
Yes.
Where's the shot got to go?
Yep.
So in the case of, I'm in a blind, and I'm looking through the scope at the deer, and I'm like, okay, well, right there, pow, and then he turns a little bit, and okay, so line back up, okay, pow, this is where I would shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
So what's really cool about having an animal stand in front of you like that is that you have the opportunity, I think, that mental preparation, mental practice, when it's time to actually safety off and pull the trigger, you never miss.
Mm.
I mean, they just go down.
Yeah.
Because you have had so much practice in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you haven't actually pulled the trigger,
Right.
you're on target. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true.
So this deer's standing there, and and I texted him back. I was like, "Oh, I miscounted. He's actually a 9." You know. Well, he texted back, "Dang it," you know, because he's over. You know,
Not seeing anything.
He's not seeing anything where he's at, and you know, this deer's like standing there. He's like posing for like 8 to 10 minutes, which bucks never stand in the open for 8 to 10 minutes. You know, and here he is on a little pile of cob corn, just picking away, eating away, and just turning and doing his thing. He was totally at ease in his surroundings. He had no clue I was there, obviously. And, I said, man, it's going to be a really nice deer in a year or two. He's got what looks like a great foundation. And Daryl's like, yeah, that is if he makes it to next year or the year after.
Right.
Because if it's brown, it's down around there, apparently.
Okay. That's what happened.
And so the next door neighbor could shoot him.
Right.
The guy, there's a hunting club that's just like across the roadway.
Yeah, you can't control
There's
that.
no fences anyway, and the deer's just roaming wherever they want to go. So you can't control those sorts of things. But I was thinking to myself, I wish I would have taken a photograph of that deer and sent it to him, with my phone or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been a good
and
idea.
Sent it to him so that he could see if that deer comes back this year and what he potentially turns into.
Correct.
Because obviously, as you were saying, you can tell a deer by his antler shape, by his markings. Some things they have a little marking here or there that's kind of an anomaly in their coat. And so there's something specific that you can specifically say that's the same deer. It's like a redfish. I look at the spot on the tail of the redfish, and I've caught out of some of these schools of the big breeder redfish, I've caught the same redfish 2 and 3 times over a couple of years.
Really?
Because the spot, I'll take a picture of the fish, and then another customer will catch it. I'm going, I have caught this fish before, and I'll scroll back through my phone, and we'll compare the 2 pictures. And they're like, it's exactly the same fish. He's just an inch or 2 longer this year than he was, a year ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would never thought of that.
So letting the animals grow, like you were saying, to get to that potential of 4.5 or 5, it would be nice if there was more of that happened. And a lot of guys talk about it, and a lot of guys say they do it, but there's a lot of guys that don't actually practice what they preach, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And so to get a big buck, to grow a big buck like you're trying to do, you have to be patient. I mean,
Yeah,
you
you
just
have to.
a 5-gallon bucket full of patience is what it takes.
When it comes to neighbors, though, sometimes that's the mark that loses the patient. My neighbor's going to kill him. So
Yeah, I got to get him before my neighbor does.
that's what's
going
going to happen. So anyhow, as far as that goes, you try the best you can. And you were talking about South Carolina. What part of South Carolina did you go to?
He's around a town called Allendale, very small town in the south.
I
central-
hunted South Carolina for about 4 years.
Okay.
Hardyville area.
Okay.
And when I went, they don't have an archery season. They start straight with rifle in August.
Really?
Yeah, you can go kill a South Carolina buck in velvet.
Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. And it was 2 per day, like here back in the day. And in fact, is the insurance companies pushed the DNR to open that season that early. And the reason it went straight to rifle is because the deer population is so dense. The car accidents with deer are a major.
So
I would, during my 3 years there or 4, I couldn't help it. I had a deer pop right in front, boom, bumped
you
it
hit
with
one.
hit one with the truck. Only hit the head. So
Perfect. You can cape him out and
I put him in the back on the grill.
bag straps. Here we come.
And it was it. I mean, there was no. I was not going to waste it.
The roadside drive-through.
Just a headshot, $100 damage to the truck.
We're going to take our top of the hour break. When we come back, we got a whole nother hour of Catch Your Memory. 321-632-1000 is our call-in line. If you guys and gals would like to get involved, give us a shout. We're going to be right back with more after these messages. If you're a shooting enthusiast like I am, you have to check out the incredible lineup from Keltec. Developed and made right here in Central Florida, Keltec is a leading industry manufacturer of shotguns, rifles, pistols, and guess what? They're all chambered in common calibers that we all love to shoot. Whether you're a weekend plinker or you want some advanced personal carry or home protection options, Kel-Tec makes exactly what you need. Find a dealer near you or check out the entire line of Kel-Tec weapons, accessories, and apparel by going to keltecweapons.com. Your boat's upholstery looked great when it was new, but over time it gets dingy and stained. Starbright has the perfect combination for your problem. Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Cleaner and Ultimate Vinyl Guard. Starbright's Ultimate Vinyl Cleaner won't dry or fade your vinyl. It has powerful cleaning agents that blast away fish blood, grease, road grime, and more without harmful chemicals that ruin your boat's vinyl. Starbright's Ultimate Vinyl Guard is like a sunblock for your boat's vinyl cushions. It restores moisture and shine to sun-bleached vinyl without being slippery. Plus, it blocks harmful UV rays and helps keep your vinyl cleaner longer. Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Guard is great for plastic, rubber, and leather too. It's ideal protectant for trucks and cars as well. Use Ultimate Vinyl Guard on your car or truck dashboard, seats, and door panels. Heck, you can even use it on the sidewalls of your truck or trailer tires. Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Guard makes all your stuff look great.
Batten down the hatches. We've got another great hour with Captain Jim Ross and this week's special guest starting right
This
now.
hour of Catch a Memory Outdoors is presented by Bud and Bud Light from Carroll Distributing, a family-owned and operated distributor. Well, good morning and welcome back to Catch a Memory Outdoors. This is hour number 2 of our radio program. We appreciate you guys and gals tuning in every Saturday right here to see what's going on with Catch a Memory Outdoors. If you want to get involved, 321-632-1000 is the call-in line. You can get us right here at the radio station. And like we were saying at the beginning of the show, obviously you can go back and watch the shows on Facebook Live. After 30 days, if you want to go back and watch them, you can go to the YouTube page, Captain Jim Ross. In this case, Tino will have this show up on his All About Archery YouTube page as well, so you can go there, like, subscribe, do all
About Archery, MOV, exclamation mark.
Yep, and then get all that taken care of.
Thank
Now,
you.
I see that, we haven't really talked a whole lot about the bow itself, but you brought your bow, and you've got a sight here. So I'm thinking that there's something going on in Tino's mind that he wants to, get out there to the audience. What have you got going on?
I brought
here?
it because I've been selling True Ball and Excel, which is the same company, for years.
Okay.
Only it's an American company. Probably has the best engineers in the industry. They used to make surgical instruments before they ever went into building archery equipment. So it is a precise piece of equipment for sure.
Gotcha.
And it shows the minute you grab them. You can see the finish on it. You can the movement, the action are smooth as it can possibly be. You just grab it and feel it. But
So
this year,
this is a single pin sight.
that's a single pin sight with two
anodized
pins.
aluminum.
Though. It's
With
a
what?
post,
Oh yeah, two. Oh, it is. Does yeah.
and it's got double. And this year it made sight of the year.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
On archery.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Very
And
very
what
good.
model is this one?
It's called the Driver.
The Driver.
The Driver. We have it in stock, and it's got first, second, and third axle. And that particular is called the Ranger, and it's a single post, but it does have two pins, as you can see, a
And
green
you
and a red.
Lock it where you want to lock it. With that little cam lever.
So with a slider. So let me tell you what that's all about. So
Here you go.
with this right here, Jim, say you put it on your 20, and you've got your top right there is 20.
Mm-hmm.
With the speed of the bows today, that 20 is going to be pretty close at 25.
Right. Right.
But let's say this is a slider. You can move it to 25. You can move it to 50 if you want to 100. But
So you're not putting the pin. Excuse me. You've got a deer at 26 yards, and you're wanting to use your 20 pin.
you just aim a little higher on that.
So you can either aim just slightly high,
yeah,
or you can actually make the adjustment
to put it on 26.
To put it exactly at 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. With the speed of our bows these days, that 20 to 25 is going to be pretty close that you can just aim at the top of the heart. You're going to
Stay
get
an
it.
inch. If
The
that.
beauty of this one is that red pen. Now, that red pen is in the speed, and you have to test it out. For me, the 20 covers the 20 and 25, and the red pen, I don't have to move anything, and that red pen will hit a 35, it'll hit a 40.
Interesting.
What about that? About an inch to
About an
inch and a half at 40. lower, and that's it, without moving anything. If it's at 50, then you just go ahead and take this, and you can move it and slide it to put it on the number that you need.
And you've got a calibrated scale.
Right.
It looks like a tape, like a little piece of tape.
This is your initial tape, where you will mark your 20 to 60 to find out what the actual tape you're going to replace that practice tape with, that sighting in tape with.
Okay.
And what you do is you mark your 20, 30, 40, 50. You can do 20 to 40, and you can already get a tape. But if you 20 to 60, you're going to get a more accurate tape. And all you do is take a pair of calipers, put the same part of the calipers on your 20 and your 60, and then go look for your tape on the spreadsheet that comes with these things. Very, very, very easy to do. And then you can find your already marked tape, depending on the speed of your bow. And on this case, it also has...
So these are pre-calibrated tapes.
Pre-printed calibrated tapes,
Gotcha.
which is going to be for many, many different speeds, most of them. There's also underneath it, there is metal tapes as well.
Oh, okay.
And same thing. But the metal tapes, they're not all provided. All the speeds are not provided, where on the paper, they're all provided. From 1 to 40, that'll cover pretty much 99% of the spectrum of all the archers. But you can always order if you find, okay, my tape number is number 12, and it's not here, you can order it.
You can order a number 12.
You can order a tape, a metal tape for it. Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it potentially, getting wet and smudged. Or just hypothetically.
Potentially, yes. Yeah. Yes, you could. Even though they're waterproof, but, it's still... I never had a problem with them, but it's nice to have those metal tapes. I have it on other sites from this company, and it's just nice. It's very, very easy to see and very durable.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's one of them, and they have different housings. As you can see, this one you have 3 pins on it, but it's still a slider. So you get your 20, your 30, and your 40. You got that if you like pins, that's already preset, and then you can use your 40 to go to your 50, 60, 70, 100. Excellent. And what's great about this site this year is, they come with, you can put them on a Picatinny. This is a Picatinny mount.
Right.
So it'll go right on the Picatinny part that it's already part of the bow. And I don't know if your bow has it or not.
I don't remember if my RX-5
I don't recall either.
I don't think it has a Picatinny.
But if it doesn't, you can get it with your sidebar.
Right.
Just like a regular other sight.
Gotcha.
And other brands, they have a bridge mount, which shoves right through the middle of their design. That's Matthews has that.
Okay.
This is Picatinny. This is what we have for the most. And the lightness of this sight is just incredible.
It really is.
It's in the make, the precision of the parts is not something that you go and put together from parts from Ace Hardware stores.
Right.
Which some sites, they're that. Some sites are so heavy, and the price range is the same. You have to take a little bit of information.
If you're looking for a good site, okay, what price range are you telling a guy? Let's say this is an experienced bow hunter. This isn't your guy who's just
That's what these drivers are all about. That is Excel is all about.
Experienced bow hunter.
Yes.
What price range does he need to be looking at?
He's gonna look north of $350.
Okay.
All the way to five something
to get something of this quality.
This quality is definitely. This particular model is about $480. The one with the 3-pin is about $525, and that is including this little gadget right here. That, as you can see, it will protect those guides, and it's an ornament at the same time.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's a really well put together. This is not a thin shell of anything. And the way this thing is built is very sealed. It's just incredibly well made. The action is any slide at the same time.
Now, this is the sight that you're using on your current bow?
This is the sight. This sight's going to go on this bow. I tend to use this sight for my TAC events.
And so you're shooting out sometimes 100 yards.
120, 130 if I have to,
with a bow.
I practice to 120 to 130.
Amazing.
Well, this year I didn't have time to even go to the Total Archery Challenge, which usually I go to Georgia or Tennessee, wherever they have it. But this year I couldn't do it, so I never got to use it. But I'm going to get it ready for next year. I hope to make the time and do go to that because I enjoy it. It is it's not necessarily a scoring competition, but you have those long shots out in the woods. It is a great practice for the hunter.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So for a guy who's doing elk hunting in particular, where he may have an average shot of 70 yards.
Oh,
that's
great practice.
Great practice.
Oh, but
if you're shooting and hitting accurately at 100, then 70 should be that much easier.
A mule deer hunter as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, a mule deer hunter. A pronghorn hunter.
Pronghorns, yeah.
It's going to be an archery long shot most of the time. If you get a 50-yard shot at a pronghorn, you're doing real well. Their vision is like an A-power scope.
Yeah, they're like trying to sneak up on a four-legged turkey.
It's not going to happen. It is. Absolutely. It is pretty amazing. So, yeah, it is a great practice. It's a great event. They have them. They became so popular. They're all over the country. I mean, the last one I was in, it wasn't at full capacity, and it was 2,500 people.
Wow.
Yeah. Several courses.
Huge event. Yeah.
And it is also...
now, in an event like that, let's say, a guy like myself who's a shooting enthusiast, and I'm fairly good, not great, but I'm fairly good. Is there like a beginner's?
Yes. Course.
And then an intermediate, and then an advanced? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not a competition. Remember that. It is for the whole family. You're there to test your own ability.
You're pushing your limits.
Yeah. But there's no scoring.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's no scoring. We score because we're competitive, and if I have somebody with me, we're going to score. We're going to see who beat who. But you don't have to. That's not what the event is all about.
Gotcha.
It is. I mean, they'll have it in behind bushes and things. They have it in where you can barely see this.
Climbing up and down rocks and
hills. It tests that your ability of climbing back and forth. It was the last one was 5-mile hike up and down. Yeah, and I do it just to see at my age. Let's see how far can I go now.
Yeah, yeah.
And so far, thank God, knock on wood, it's been great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's talk a few things about the bow when we come back from the next break, because I know. I know that we have a. Well, we'll probably wait for that phone call, but there's a few things on the modern bows that even the bows of 5 years ago didn't have.
Yeah,
the Picatinis one, and then of course the reduction in vibration and the reduction in the amount of aftermarket shock absorbing devices. I want to talk to that because I've seen that transition. It's been a huge change over the past few years.
Yeah.
So let's take our break, and when we come back, we're got a whole lot more catching memories. So don't go away. Dirty footprints and spilled food all create a mess on your boat's deck. Here's a fast and easy solution to clean them. Starbright Ultimate Extreme Clean. Just spray it on the spot, hit it with a deck brush, and rinse it off. Dirty vinyl cushions, greasy drips around your outboard, even those suspicious stains your fishing buddy always seems to leave behind, don't stand a chance when you squirt a little Ultimate Extreme Clean on them. Starbright Ultimate Extreme Clean works great to clean your grill and around the house. You can use it on your truck or lawnmower. It gets greasy stains out of clothing too. Just spray it on any greasy spot, give it a light rub, and they'll look like new again. Make sure you pick up some Starbright Ultimate Extreme Clean and lose those greasy stains today. Since 2010, Anheuser-Busch and Carroll Distributing have raised over $33 million to support scholarships for the families of fallen veterans and first responders through the Folds of Honor. From now through September 1st, Carroll Distributing will donate $1 for every case of Bud or Bud Light beer sold here in Brevard County. It's all part of their American Beers for American Heroes promotion to help promote and inspire those family members who have lost so much. So let's raise one for those in need.
Hey guys,
today.
Captain Blair Wiggins here. I'm sure you're aware of the ongoing projects out there that are aimed at restoring seagrass and water quality in the Indian River Lagoon system. Well, here's one that I'm proud to have played a role in getting started, the Indian River Lagoon Clam Restoration Project. I collaborated with Whitney Labs, CCA, the the FWC, and many other partners to implement this clam restoration project right here on Florida's East Coast. I would love for every one of you to get involved with this program. Your $20 donation will put 200 clams back into our lagoons. As they grow, these 200 clams will filter over 1 million gallons of lagoon water per year, greatly impacting the health of our local waters. Your contributions are tax deductible, so please help our lagoon by donating $20, $50, $100 or more to this cause. You can make your donation online at IndianRiverClamProject.org/support. Again, that's IndianRiverClamProject.org/support. And on behalf of myself and our waters in the lagoon, we thank you.
Assassin, the most trusted name in bass fishing, is also the top soft plastic lure brand for saltwater species. Sea trout, tarpon, redfish, and snook can't resist a saltwater Assassin 4-inch sea shad. Its amazing swimming action sets the bar for swim bait designs. Others continue to try, but no one has been able to replicate the action of this incredible minnow-style lure. But Assassin has other proven designs. The native shiner-colored 5-inch shad Assassin is my go-to lure when I'm targeting big trout. Redfish love the drunk monkey or the mudbug-colored 4-inch Assassin shrimp. And snook and tarpon love their new little P&V dart bait in watermelon red flake or Houdini colors. You can rig these lures on a weedless worm hook or on the amazing Assassin spring lock jig head. So these are just a few of my favorite Assassin lures that help me and my customers stay happy. Check out what top professional anglers have known for years. Assassin lures simply catch more fish. Stop in your local tackle store or go to bassassassin.com to check out this incredible lure for yourself. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. This segment of the show is brought to you by Direct Graphics. Make sure you stop over at Direct Graphics and get all of the stuff that you need to promote your business taken care of. Whether you need business cards, rack cards, T-shirts, boat wraps, vehicle wraps, they can do any kind of signs, banners. If you need it, Direct Graphics can make it happen for you. 321-631-1001. Give them a shout and have them take care of all of your needs. Also, Petrucci Insurance. So we just have actually one of the guys on the feed here was just talking about, he got a hold of Petrucci this past week. Where was it? I found it here a minute ago. Anyway, I'll find it again here shortly. But one of the guys that's on, James Thier. James Thier got a hold of Petrucci Insurance, and they helped him out with his homeowner's insurance this week. So that's a big thumbs up to both of those guys to be able to say that that they were able, well, not only to Petrucci to help James, but also to James to say that, hey, I'm saving money, because nobody likes to pay for insurance. Nobody. I've never met anybody that says, man, I love paying for insurance.
Me, I haven't either.
And so if you don't want to spend a pile of money because your insurance company has jacked your rates, have Petrucci do a rate review for you so that you can make sure that you're getting the proper coverage, you're not overcovered, you're not undercovered, and that you're paying the least amount of money for the best possible coverage that you can get. So they farm it out. They've got a bunch of different sources to get your insurance through. And when they get done doing that, they come back and they present to you, this is what we have. And it's your decision at that point. But in some cases, they can't save you money. In some cases, their providers are actually going to be higher than what your current provider may be. But here's what you will know. I'm getting the best deal. I'm not getting ripped off.
Right.
Because if I'm paying a $5,000 through this company, and this company over here wants $4,800, and that company over there wants $6,500, and I'm with 6,500 company, that's a pile of money that needs to be in my bank account or in my pocket, not in theirs.
Right.
And that's what Petrucci does for you. So give them I highly recommend it. Your boat, your car, your house, I highly recommend you call them. Their number's 321-632-1200. So 632-1200. Talk to the gals and the guys over at Petrucci Insurance and make sure that you are not getting ripped off, because the insurance company does not care about you at all. All they care about is getting your money and not having to give it back to you. So if you don't want to give them all that money, make sure that you're getting the best deal through Petrucci Insurance. So give them a shout, just like James Thier did today. Tino, before we went to the break, we were talking about, sites. Now, I'm almost 58, okay? you see whenever I'm reading anymore, I've got these things, okay? These little cheaters, because my near vision is starting to get blurry. So when I was just, looking at those pins, and I'm at arm length, which is what I would be at full draw,
They're starburst.
pins are a little fuzzy. Yeah.
A little?
Yeah, well, let's just put it this way.
What did you say you are?
Yeah, 58. I'll be 58
my
in a
God, I
couple
feel
months.
horrible for you. I just, the 19th of July, I turned 66. I've been dealing with starburst as my pants for 10 years
Yeah, yeah.
or more.
Yeah.
And don't let it bother you too much.
So here's the thing. What do I do? I mean, this
Blur.
it's low light. It's the deer stepping out. I can hear him walking through the leaves.
The deer's never going to be a problem.
He steps out, and it's like my pins are a little fuzzy.
Blur to blur.
Okay.
Don't let it kill you. That's I see a lot of guys that get all frustrated about that pen being there's still a shape to the pen.
Yes. Yes.
All you got to remember is to put the same shape on the target. We can go into detail. That's really almost a private lesson, which, the more and more I think about it, I have so many folks that come in. They've been hunting for a long time. They have bad habits. They're not confident enough. They need to get an advanced lesson. But when it comes to vision, I talk to that because I experienced that myself. The first thing I did, I finally went and got a set of shooting glasses. And by luck, I went into an eyeglass place. Not going to mention the name. And this guy behind the counter, oh, yeah, I shoot guns. I know exactly what you need. And yes, sure enough, you see that I'm wearing glasses.
Yes.
These are progressive. So what they do with that is they come and look at your eye, and they put this little thing in front of you. And what it is, they're putting your prescription right in front of you, right in the center of the lens.
Okay.
Now, being that it's progressive, I got the reading thrown down in here. And that's okay. Once you
But
get
there's not a line.
the prescription is not all the way across.
Okay.
And that's what this guy did for me. He threw the prescription all the way across. So when I'm at full draw,
And
I can look
you're
through
looking
here,
out of the corner of the
corner
lens,
of the
not
lens,
straight out the front.
I still have the prescription. So my far away, it's good. Now, you can correct both.
My far away's fine. From the Clorox little disinfectant white bottle out, I'm good. That's pretty darn clear.
Yeah,
But
without
in
glasses, it's blurry to me.
But in here, it's fuzzy.
It's fuzzy.
So, but don't worry about that. You're saying
No, as long as you put the same blur on the same location of the target, you're going to be accurate. You just have to have the confidence that you are paying attention to that. Your circle is still the same. Everything is. You just have to pay attention to that. You can use a verifier. Your verifier is going. I have one on this bow.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is that so your peep sight? One of the things that you did for me on one of my bows, I don't remember which one it was now. I came in and you're looking at the peep sight. You're like, that thing is junk. Let's get that out of here. And
That was just the make of it, but I did give you a larger one, a 732nd.
You went to a larger size.
And you can see a little
and I
better
was like,
out of it during dusk and dawn.
Yeah. But
Right.
they have some that have a magnifier or a lens.
It's
They
called a
have
verifier.
A lens in there.
There's verifiers and clarifiers.
Okay.
The verifiers what takes care of those pins, but it makes your target a little blurry.
So it's better to have the pins blurry, in your opinion, than the target blurry?
No, not necessarily. Like I was just telling you, on this particular bow, I just put a verifier on it.
Okay.
So it makes my pins very sharp. And the last video I posted on YouTube was me doing 20. I said 20 to 60 in 20 minutes. I sighted in this bow in 20 minutes, from 20 to 60. That means doing 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Taking an average of 3 to 4 shots per distance.
Okay.
And I had it done. And with that pin, with that verifier on, my target was definitely blurry. But I had an apple about the size of an apple, and it's green on a black background. And even though it was blurry, I can place that clear pin on the same location, and I was right on.
So you're wearing a prescription
Glasses.
glass, and you're having a verifier in.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you draw this bow back. You need to come to the shop and
Okay.
let's do some testing with you, because you don't have to wear glasses,
Right.
and see what he does for you. And you tell me what you're looking at. I can't experience
You know,
that
that's
for
the-
you.
I personally am so fortunate because you and I are exactly the
Yeah.
same draw length.
Yeah.
You know,
So
like
you can come and test my bow.
You can pick my bow
Right.
up, I can pick your bow up,
Right.
and we can be dead on. That's,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're very
So
fortunate.
now you can come and test that out and see if there's something how it works for you and what because at the end of the day, your deer, which is what deer or pig, it's not about a little point. It is about location
Yeah.
that you're going to get him right there.
It's about a 4x4 square box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as long as you can put that clear pen on that location, even if it's a little blurry, it's not going to matter.
Correct. Okay. Gotcha.
So that's why I want you to test it and see. I think it'll be good for you. It's got its pros and cons, but I think for you probably just come on,
We'll
test
check
it
it
out.
out. Yeah.
Test it out.
yeah, I'll bring
But-
my bow so we can compare side by side.
But on the other hand, as I was describing to you, I had these shooter size lenses done, and until this year, I just turned 66. So for years, I've been just blur to blur. I didn't care. My pen, and you can see videos, I'm shooting 70, 80 yards.
Right.
And put it in on that 4x4 square. Not a problem. At 75, 78, 80 yards. I'm
As long
still
as the
hitting my
pin
target.
is covering the target. It doesn't matter that the pin's blurry.
And this is what I find. I find that guys start to get annoyed by it, and then it gets in their brain. I fought it and came out winning.
So you just, as long as you maintain form, you do exactly the same as you did the last shot.
You just
and the
take
shot
that
before
blur
that.
and you put the blur. Even if your pin is disturbed, it still has a shape.
Yes.
All you got to do is make sure that you're doing that shape onto what you want to hit. And I'm telling you, man, I get pretty accurate with it no matter what. It's a little bit annoying, it is, but I can do it.
Don't let it get in your head. Is what
No,
you're saying.
you can. For hunting, it's not an excuse. For competition,
Well, I can see what you're saying. So at 40 yards, let's say my little 4-inch by 4-inch box
right?
that I'm trying to hit, heart and lungs.
That's right.
That I'm trying to hit. It's not going. That doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
And at close up, at 20 yards, at 30 yards, at 40 yards, whatever it happens to be, I'm still covering the spot that I want to hit.
Exactly.
And as long as my shot placement and my form are correct, I'm going to hit there.
Exactly.
So just slinging an arrow down range doesn't cut it. You still have to maintain all of that,
All the rest stuff.
that muscle memory, if you will, to make sure that you're doing it.
You have to have some good practice. I do practice. I have to say, I train. I all year. I shoot all year.
all year.
I mean, that's what I posted the videos of me shooting in decent, 50, 60, 70, 80 yards. And you can see what's happening.
So
and I'm old, and I have the same issues of vision.
Yeah.
And there's no way I'm giving up hunting.
Oh no, that's not
not yet.
That's not.
I'm not ready for that.
We're going to take our next
With
break.
the bow, that is.
When we come back, we got a whole lot more catching memory coming back after these messages. So why not do something with your next beer purchase that can help families of fallen veterans and first responders with Carroll Distributing's American Beers for American Heroes program through the Folds of Honor. Carroll Distributing, with each case of Bud or Bud Light sold, will donate $1 per case to honor the last 15 years of partnership with Folds of Honor. So crack open a cold one in honor of those whose family members
Hi,
have given
Paul
the
with
greatest
Boaters Exchange
sacrifice
here.
of all.
In today's economy, many boat owners are looking to stretch the life expectancy of their boat. Boaters Exchange specializes in repowers, and we've helped hundreds of boat owners like you freshen up their boat with a new outboard by Yamaha or Mercury. Many boaters tell me their boat feels completely different with a fuel-efficient, powerful, and quiet four-stroke. Our goal is to be the least expensive, most customer-friendly repower center in our part of Florida. Boaters Exchange is ranked one of North America's top 100 boat dealers, a Best for Vets employer, a Community Choice recipient, and best of all, has achieved Yamaha's Best in Class designation. We are grateful for these accolades and look forward to serving you in Rockledge or New Smyrna Beach. Find us on social media, the web, or email me directly, paul@boatersexchange.com. Mention Catch a Memory Outdoors, and I'll send you a free gift personally. We love to see
Catch
you
a
boat.
Memory Outdoors is presented by Carroll Distributing, your local Bud and Bud Light distributor for over 6 decades. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch a Memory Outdoors. It is time for the Starbright Solutions cleaning segment of the show, and one of the things that we haven't talked about in a while, I wanted to kind of freshen everybody up on, was the salt off product from Starbright. So anything that goes in salt water can be sprayed off with salt off. They come with it, if you buy it in a little kit like I'm showing here, for those of you that are on Facebook, you can see it's got a little applicator that hooks up to your hose, a little cup that you fill up with the salt off. But you can just take the salt off and put it in a sprayer if you want, either a pump sprayer, like I pump spray my trailer when I pull it out of the water after I put my boat in. I pull it out and then I use the pump sprayer, so it's sitting there all day with the salt on it. Well, I will hit it with the salt off and take care of that, get that off there. It leaves a nice protective coating, light protective coating as well after it sort of gets the salt off of it. But you can put it all over your boat. So here's what I typically do. I fill the cup up. I hook it up to my hose. I run half of the cup, half of the product out of it through my engine, through my outboard engine. I then shut the valve off. I put my spray nozzle back on. Then I hit my rims and tires and brakes, rims and brakes next, not necessarily the tires. Then I kind of spray the underside of hit the trailer, all over the trailer. Then what's left, I just start rinsing off the top of the boat. And so all of your hatches that have, latches in, like recessed latches in the hatch, all of those want to hold salt in them. The salt water collects in them, that kind of thing. It gets the salt out of all of those things and kind of keeps the latch lubricated as well in the process. So you're not getting corrosion buildup in there. All of your bright work, all of your metal piping, any of that kind of stuff, it just eliminates the salt off of all of that. So I'm rinsing it down with the salt off. Then I pretty much got it taken care of, because the salt, as you all know, will just eat away at everything. So then I start my cleaning process with my boat, wash and wax, boat soap, wash and wax, and that, that sort of thing. But the salt off is my precursor to the actual cleaning, scrubbing with the deck brush of the boat, and of course flushing the motor. Now here's the other thing I mentioned about the pump sprayer. You can use it, the pump sprayer, clean your trailer after you've pulled it out of the water, so it's not sitting there with salt water on it all day. And I put it in a little, like a 32-ounce squeeze trigger sprayer. So I use that on my rods and reels to clean the salt off of the rods and reels, off of the guides, off of the reel seats, especially if you've got a metal reel seat. They want to get corrosion in there. This, almost eliminates any corrosion from happening on any of your metal portion products on, components of the rod. And for your reel, you can spray it right on your reel. It doesn't harm monofilament. It doesn't harm braid. It doesn't harm fluorocarbon. So you've got, let's say you've got some expensive trolling lures. You can spray those lures down with it and let them dry before you put them back in your lure box. It's a great product to be used for keeping your metal, whatever metal product it is, whatever metal part, piece, lure, hook, whatever it happens to be, clean and not get that corrosion on it. So check out the salt off. It's definitely worth it. Now, here's what I do. I bought the applicator with the quart size bottle. As much as I use this stuff, I'll go through this in a month or less. So I take and buy the gallon size bottle of Starbright salt off, and then I just continue using the applicator with it.
And it probably saves you money buying by the gallon anyway.
Definitely.
I wish these products were out when I was diving. I had a bow, and because I was very anal about cleaning my bow, and I would spend 2 to 3 hours cleaning the bow after coming from diving. This is amazing.
Yeah,
And
like your dive tanks, any of your
everything,
dive gear that has any kind of metal on it, you can actually you can just take a bucket and just put a little bit in a bucket and fill it up with water and just dip your mask in your whatever, anything that.
I love the idea of that applicator on the hose.
Yeah.
To do the trailer,
with the spray
to do
nozzle.
the motor, to do the boat.
Yep.
I like that idea a lot. That's what I was describing for even an RV. Comes with sort of an applicator
Yeah.
to spray it.
Yep. So anyway, check out the Salt Off from Starbright. You guys and gals are gonna really like that. Tino, so one of the things so I bought an RX-5, a Hoyt RX-5 from your
Is it
shop.
the 5 or 7?
From your shop.
Is the
I
5?
got the 5.
Oh my God, Jim!
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to change.
Is it time? Are you telling me it's time? Time for an upgrade. Absolutely love the bow.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've noticed over the past, especially the past 6 years, 5 years, the reduction in the number of accessories to reduce or dampen vibration.
Yeah.
Vibration creates heat. Vibration creates noise. Heat can obviously reduce the longevity of a product. Noise can make you completely miss your deer if he hears, that bow. If there's something noisy on that bow, he can jump the string, if you will, and you will completely shoot under that deer.
That's
or,
a loader
or
statement there.
over that deer.
Yeah.
If he ducks before he jumps.
That's what he does.
And so in this case, this bow has, and this is an 8, correct?
This is last year, so I've got the 9 already dialed in set. So I decided to try that new peep on it with a verifier. So I changed arrows, still Easton, and I'm using different arrows, and I gained a speed by doing that. So I had to recite it in.
Yeah.
So that's when I went.
Because your impact point was higher.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
It wasn't dropping as much
Of course.
because of more speed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The speed changed.
But the
drastically.
lack of aftermarket silicone rubber dampeners.
Let me tell you a
is
little bit about that.
That's kind of where I'm going with
Yeah.
that.
So
I really noticed a lot of that in the new bows.
especially this company this year against themselves, 38% improvement.
Over their bows from last year.
Yeah.
In noise
From
reduction.
Other
or in vibration
over the bows.
reduction.
Yeah, not just that. The whole overall design, not just the vibration, not the vibration itself, but the overall design has improved 38%. And vibration, that was already taken care of back in RX-7.
Okay.
And it got a little better because now it's smaller increments. But that is not every company engineers the vibration out of their bows. There are some other companies that add weight or more dampeners to take that vibration out of the bow. This company engineers the vibration and the noise out of their bow. You see that there is no dampeners between the limbs.
Yeah.
There's just 2 rubber pieces on the main string.
And to me, those
a string suppressor.
I would say
That's
that
it.
those look more like speed knocks than they do.
Yeah, but they're
dampening
not.
suppressors.
They're actually some synthetic rubber
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
And yeah, that's so they engineer. They don't add weight to the bow. They don't make it carry an
In fact,
anchor
if
to the
anything, you're
woods.
reducing weight.
And in fact, they reduce weight this year's model, and yet the vibration is. I mean, I don't feel it. Most people don't feel. They're dead in your hand. They're awesome. So that is where engineer comes in. Adding weight to the bow to make it quieter, that's less engineering. That's
Right.
just some physics they're applying because it takes a lot of dedication. The engineers that this company has, I listen to them. They have podcasts like what we're doing here.
Okay.
And they explain very detailed some of the designs, why they took place and how they took place. Just to give you one example, there's a competitor that has an adjustability that now is part of the limbs to adjust timing. So you can get your paper tuning easy without taking the axle out. And this company does not that yet. It just shims, and you have to take the axle and swap jims if the paper tuning needs to be adjusted, which is just a movement a little bit one way or the other of
Right.
the cam. Why? And this is my personal opinion. The reason Hoy hasn't jumped on that wagon yet, because until they find that it's going to be a perfect system, they're not gonna put it on their bow,
Gotcha.
9 times 9, no, I'm going to say 1 in 100 may do their own work on their bow. But the way they have done it, the competition, yet they can adjust it to where they're actually moving one limb. Well, now your limbs are not at the same tension.
Yeah, they're not.
So that system, in my opinion, is not perfect.
Right.
Because the tension is not the same. And I happen to know and heard also another engineer and a designer engineer that has an archery shop, and he mentioned that himself. He understands that concept. It is nothing for me to take that axle out, swap the shims, and when you receive your bow, it's going to be perfectly tuned anyway. You're never going to worry about that. And I mean, I'm telling you that 99% of the people that come in my shop, that's what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
So there are some people that like to go down the rabbit hole of that paper tuning thing. Look, worry about grouping. I'll take care of your bow for now.
Yeah.
And eventually, I'm sure they'll come up with it.
Well,
but it's going to have to be perfect for them to come out with it.
What some of the listeners may not understand about paper tuning a bow is that you're shooting it physically through a piece of paper.
Yes.
And when you do that, you can see if the arrow is traveling straight or if it's traveling off to the side. Because as it
up or down, left,
as it
right,
travels through the paper, if it makes a perfect bullet hole with 3 perfect veins,
or bare shaft bullet hole,
right, then that's properly tuned.
Yeah.
If there's a little tear off to one side or the other, that's where the front impacted here, but the back actually was shifted to the side as the arrow went through and slightly ripped
Correct.
the paper a little bit.
So let me explain that.
Okay.
What
Well,
it is
let's take a break real quick and then we'll explain that.
Okay.
Because we got to get this last break
we'll
out of the
do
way.
that.
We're going to be right back with the last segment of Catch a Memory Radio Show right after these messages, so don't go away. They've been serving Brevard County anglers for over 25 years. Sunrise has all of the gear that you hardcore anglers need for a productive day on the water, and they've got frozen baits like ballyhoo, sardines, squid, and more. Plus, Sunrise Marina has a great selection of live baits, shrimp, pinfish, croakers, mud minnows, fiddler crabs, and a whole lot more. So if you're looking for tackle, rods and reels, boating accessories, fresh-made sandwiches, or your favorite beverages, Sunrise Marina has got everything for you, and you can ice it all down with some bagged or bulk ice at their convenient, trailer boat-friendly drive-thru. Sunrise Marina also stocks some really cool nautical gifts, as well as the performance clothing and casual clothing that anglers like you and me like to wear. Make sure you stop by Sunrise Marina before heading out before your next fishing adventure. They're easy to find right across the street from Grills Restaurant at 505 Glen Cheek Drive in Port Canaveral. StarTron enzyme fuel treatment makes all engines run stronger, smoother, and helps them get better fuel economy. The enzymes in StarTron improve the quality of all fuels so engines start easier, even if they haven't been run for several months. Don't just stabilize your fuel, tune it with StarTron. StarTron enzyme fuel treatment can also be used in 2- and 4-stroke engines, trucks, lawnmowers, generators, motorcycles, 4-wheelers, basically anything that runs on gas. You can also get StarTron diesel fuel treatment for your truck, boat, or tractor, or construction equipment. If you want to fuel more power, tune your fuel with StarTron. Is your home under attack from pests or termites? Or have furry wildlife made themselves way too comfortable in your attic? At Integrity Pest Management, they specialize in getting rid of pests, termites, and wildlife safely and effectively. With years of experience and commitment to integrity, they protect your home from unwanted invaders using eco-friendly and efficient solutions. Don't wait for the damage to pile up. Call Integrity Pest Management today for a free inspection and let them restore peace and security to your home. Call 321-637-1199 or visit them at integritypestmanagement.com. Integrity Pest Management, where your home safety and your peace of mind are their top priority. This hour of Camo Radio has been brought to you by Bud. Hey, guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch Your Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Strike Zone. Make sure you stop in at Strike Zone and get all the stuff you need. So, in my case, here's what Strike Zone does for me, okay? I've got a bunch of different sponsors, and I get most of my stuff for a captain's rate or, in some cases, for promotional consideration. They swap it out for free, okay? Well, there's things I don't get. There's things I do have to go buy. And so when I need something, I go to Strike Zone. So I needed a new pair of AFCO gloves because my gloves, they started to unravel and they're falling apart after a couple years of using them. So I bought a new pair of AFCOs yesterday. I bought a brand new Dunmar hook sharpener because I don't know what I did with mine. I've lost it somewhere. But that little hook sharpener is one of the best little hook sharpeners I've ever used, and I highly recommend that Dunmar I think it's the CP100 or CP150 hook sharpener. And I needed some weighted worm hooks. My sponsor that used to make weighted worm hooks discontinued making weighted worm hooks. And so in my weedless applications for my sea shad, my soft jerk baits, I like a 1/8, 1/32, 1/4 ounce, whatever, I'm needing as far as weight goes, and whatever size hook, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0 for my weedless worm hooks. So I bought a couple of packs of those as well. But man, Strike Zone's got so much cool stuff. If you guys need anything, stop in at Strike Zone and tell them you heard about it right here on Catch 'em Remember Outdoors. We're going to go to the phone lines real quick. We got Captain Jeff Cranick calling in from Isla Mirada this morning. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, guys. Great show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. What's going on in the Keys this morning?
Well, Leslie and I are sitting here on the back porch watching the boats go out, and we got some family down. My nephew's down with his girlfriend, and we're going to take them out to the sandbar this afternoon.
Gotcha. How's the fishing been down there?
It's getting better. Like I told you, the last couple of days, they were spawning hard on that full moon last week or the week before, and so. Well, you were down that one day. It was desolate. We couldn't find a snapper.
Yeah, not inshore. They had all run offshore.
They are back in force in the back cuts and the bridges around town.
Nice.
So hey, one thing, and I'll let you go. Tomorrow, a friend of ours is turning 60. So I wanted to give him an early birthday. Happy birthday, Captain Blair Wiggins.
Yes, sir.
60 years old tomorrow. The big 6-0.
The big 6-0. Yep.
So,
I've known
happy
Blair.
birthday.
I've known Blair since I've known him for at least 30 years and probably more. So that's
something you and God need to
Don't
get.
tell me about time flying.
I might have to repent after that.
Don't tell me about time flying.
It's amazing how time flies. Well, happy birthday to Captain Blair Wiggins. That's for sure.
That's all I got for you today, buddy. I'll talk at you later.
All right, y'all enjoy the day. Thank you for the call.
See you, man.
Yeah, it's amazing, the lifelong friendships that you make in this industry and in the hunting industry as well.
Right.
It's just amazing how long that you can know somebody, and you don't realize how long you know them until you turn around and start thinking about it. But I met Blair, I was in my late 20s when we first became friends, and we went to sea school together to get our captain's licenses way back in the day. Yeah, way back in the day. We went to sea school.
There's a lot to be said about experience.
Yeah, we have had such fun times together. I mean, that Alaska trip that we did was just amazing.
Oh, that was awesome. I followed all that through, and I was like,
I haven't put a whole lot of content out about that because I don't want to, I don't want to be a spoiler for the TV shows that we shot.
Right.
The TV shows are pretty.
Did you bring halibut back?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
You need some? I know a guy.
Yeah.
Okay. After we go to breakfast, I'll get you some.
Halibut and salmon is our only fish we eat anymore.
I love it.
Yeah. Halibut we don't get it but the salmon we always have to at least once a week or every other week we have to have salmon.
Have some salmon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but halibut.
Well, Tino, you were talking about
I was going to describe
the vibration reduction.
Right. Well, actually, we're talking about the paper tuning.
And the paper tuning.
Yeah, the paper tuning, which you describe pretty much what we do, wanting to have a bullet hole. The reason for that is simple. We want that arrow to be shot straight from behind without going up, down, left, or right. So what you maintain your kinetic energy. Anytime that arrow is shot to either one, up, down, left, or right, it has to recover. The arrow will straighten itself out, but you lost kinetic energy in the process. So we try to save, we want to make sure, and whether I'm in the shop doing it, Danny will take care of it as well. We will paper tune your bow. We don't even let any bow that we tune, whether you bring it in or we sold it to you, leave in that shop before we at least try that.
Yeah.
There's going to be some variations on that because everybody tends to shoot a little different releases, but we get it to where we know with the arrow that you bought is going to be at least straight.
Now that's an
an
interesting question because you had mentioned that you changed arrows. So did you have to re-paper tune because of the new arrow?
Yes, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And
So what did you have before versus what you're shooting now?
well, I was shooting the 4mm full metal jacket,
okay.
and I went back to a 5mm because this year they came out with it's called the FMJ Max, as well as the carbon version, which will be the 5.0s, and they're the same spine. I'm still shooting my same spine, but they are considerably lighter. So
Interesting.
I went
Okay.
from 258 feet per second to 285. And that is the ideal speed. But, as well as I know that for years, regardless, I still gotten all my deer.
And you're chronographing,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
you know exactly what your
I
arrow
know
speed is.
exactly. I know exactly.
Now, in that change, so you went from a 4mm arrow back up to a 5mm arrow,
yeah.
but it was the 5mm was lighter than the 4mm, or the 5mm was lighter than the previous 5mm?
It was both.
Both. Okay.
Both.
Okay.
Both.
So
Yeah.
you gained a little diameter, but you actually lost weight.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it gain, but 5mm still a small diameter.
Yes. Yes.
And
definitely.
it has the hit insert technology, which transfers kinetic energy directly from the shaft to your broadhead, thus giving you more penetration, also less drag, and you get to chamfer the arrow, so you know that broadhead, it is lining perfectly straight with the end of your arrow, also giving you better penetration. All of it, there's a design element.
Yeah, you're
and
not just
engineering to
grabbing
that.
an arrow off the shelf, screwing a broadhead in it, and going to the woods.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You're tuning that thing to get maximum
Right.
performance out of it.
Yeah.
So, what did you find in what changed? Did the
speed.
arrow wanted to push and create a different? It didn't create the bullet hole anymore. It created
Actually,
the
there
tear?
was very little change because the spine was the same.
Okay,
I had to retune it a little bit, but we're not talking more than an eighth of an inch difference.
but not maximum.
No, because the spine remained the same.
Okay,
The speed is what changed.
Increased.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
what increased. And I still have a full metal jacket. And I shot in 2004, Axis came out. This is before the FNJ come out. And I switched from GTs, which is what you have, to Easton. I've never went back. Easton remains made in America, and their technology, their machinery. If you just have to watch, I put a video on Facebook. You should watch it. It is amazing.
on your All About Archery
Yes,
YouTube
yes.
or Facebook page.
Yes, you can go look at it in there. Their technology is superior to anything. They're not being built in Mexico. They have a lot number. You will know what every dozen arrow had, where it came from, when it was built, who was in charge of quality control. If there's a problem, they'll exchange them for you for free,
Interesting.
and they know exactly where that arrow went.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the same thing applies. So the 5mm was your small diameter. 4mm, something came after.
Micro diameter.
Micro diameter. And I used that for a number of years. But that one has not been lightened up. And there's got to be a reason for that. Engineering reason, not 100% aware of it exactly. But they were able to do it on a 5mm.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to take advantage of that because our draw length.
Gotcha. So in we've only got about a minute in the show left. Obviously, Aurora Road, All About Archery, anybody that's on the Space Coast, Orlando, wherever, if they want to come over and get their bow tuned up, come on now, bring it now. Don't wait another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks because everything gets time gets compressed.
As it is, we're already busy.
As you're getting to the season. But you need to make sure that your bow's timing, that your center shot, that everything is
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
It's paper. If you haven't paper tuned your bow in a year or two, it's time to make sure that you get it retuned. How do they do that?
2149 Aurora Road, Melbourne, Florida, or call us at 321-622-6888.
Now, if they want a new bow, do you still have any bows in stock? I know you were selling a
yes.
bunch of bows.
Yeah.
You got a bunch more
I
back in.
prepare for this.
Okay.
Yes.
So you got plenty in stock if they
Yes.
need a new bow. They decide, hey, you know what? I'm not messing with this old one anymore. I want to go fresh into the woods with a brand new bow.
Yes.
Awesome. Tino, I love having you on the show because
Thank you.
You explain things so well. And so even for a person that may not be a bow hunter, it's just an interesting listen because of your ability to transfer your knowledge over the airwaves. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys and gals, until next week,